Hi, this is Ed Gregory for photosincolor.com, and today I have another Lightroom tutorial, and today we're going to be looking at the histogram and see how we can use that to turn this photo, wherever it is, to this photo. So we're going to go straight into Lightroom, and we're going to be using this image today from when I was in Rome just a few years ago. And we're only going to be using the histogram. Now the histogram is basically a visual cue to what all the different colors and exposures are going on in the image that you're currently looking at. So you can see this image, there's not much going on, it's pretty flat, and you can see most of it is up at the top end here. So just to explain things, as I move along here, you can see different sections light up. Now these are the different sections of the color spectrum. So you've got your darks, your shadows, your highlights, and your lights basically. So if you look here, this is our blacks. This next section is our shadows. The next one is basically the exposure range of everything. And then the next one up is highlights all the way up to whites, which are the very top end. So let's see what happens as I move them. Now I can easily drag these around. So if I hold on to blacks and I'm just going to slide it up, if you watch the image, my blacks, can you see, are actually changing what happens. So I can lift the blacks up because this image is way too contrasty. And then I can come to the next section, which is the shadows. So you can see in here, if you watch just there and I go shadows, that's going to get lighter. Okay, so it's only affecting the shadows. Now exposure is this middle range. I'm going to leave that for now, but you can see this has huge effect on the image. Okay, so I'm going to put that back to the middle. The next section up, this is our highlights. Okay, so if you watch anything which is kind of like the sky, you can see that changing color. Okay, then all the way at the top end, we're going to have our whites. Now, if I bring this one down because it's too contrasty, watch the sky is going to come in. So just by moving these few things around, I can completely change the look of an image. So let's go back into it here. I'm going to lift my shadows a little bit more. I'm going to, these whites, I'm going to bring them down a little bit. And the highlights I'm going to bring all the way down here. And if you look now, you can see I've brought in the clouds and I brought in all these different things. And this is only through moving the histogram. I'm not looking at anything else. I've got everything else completely closed down this side panel here. All I'm moving is this. So if we look at the before and after image, this is the before, really contrasty, not very much color. And I go after, and look, I've got all of these colors back and I've managed to do a lot with this image. And I can continue to move these around. So you can look at the exposure. Now, I'm going to show you exactly how this affects the basic panel. So if we open up the basic panel just here, we're going to see, remember how I talked about these different sections? Okay, so take a look at exposure, which is this slider here. See how it's moving my histogram. Okay, now, if I move the histogram here, watch the slider where it says exposure. That's also going to go up and down. So I'm directly affecting that, but I can do it visually by looking at what I've got. Okay, same as I go up here. If you look here where it's here, this is going to be affecting my highlights. Okay, so just by moving this, my highlights are going to get brighter if I move it to the right and darker if I move it to the left. And that's the same for all of the different points. Go all the way down here to the blacks. Okay, move to the right, they're going to get lighter. Move it to the left, they're going to get darker, adding and reducing contrast. Okay, and you can fine tune this by using the basic panel. So you can see the histogram is vitally important. Now there's two extra things that I want to show you that is important in the histogram. This is clipping. Okay, you've got whites and blacks clipping, and I'm going to show you what they are. These two little arrows in the top corner over here. Now what you can use this for is to show where anything is 100% white or 100% black. And we always want to kind of avoid these in images, mainly, obviously, unless it's an artistic choice. So if we look just here, if we go to blacks clipping and I click on that, what's going to happen is you're going to get all of these blue wherever it's blue. So I'm going to add a load of black clipping for you. Okay, there we go. I've added loads of it. So wherever it's blue, this means that the image, turn it off, is completely black. So if I zoom in, you can see there's absolutely no texture whatsoever within that. So if I put the clipping on, as you can see, now as I drag this back out, so I'm looking at the blacks here, or I can also do the shadows, and as I move these up, I can watch the blue disappear. Now what I want to happen is all the blue in my image to disappear. So I've still got it under here. So I'm going to go to my blacks, I'm going to slide it. Now for this image, I can't get it to go away completely because some of the image is completely black. Okay. Now I can also do the same with whites. So I turn the blacks off and I turn the whites on. Now watch what I do here. If I put all of these all the way up here, and I'm going to do my whites all the way up, watch the sky. Okay, watch what happens to my sky. In fact, if I just boost my exposure like so, you can see it all turns red. And basically what that means is, and look at my histogram, that everything has gone white. So that means it's overexposed. Everything's at the white end here. So all I do is I slide it back and I can actually slowly move all of my colors back to where I wanted them to be. And we can see that just by looking at my histogram, I've basically got to where I was a moment ago, okay? Which was just here. Very simple, all by using my clipping, okay? Sometimes you can turn them both on, like so you can see your highlights and your shadows at the same time, and they obviously affect each other. So that's basically how I used my histogram only to change this image completely. Now there is a lot going on in Lightroom, so you would move through and change a lot of other things, but that's just a basic look at how I took this image, let's turn my clipping off, and turned it into this image only using my histogram. If you liked this video, please click subscribe down here and head over to photosincolor.com, where we've got loads of other tutorials and loads of news all about the photography world. My name's Ed Gregory, and thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, it really helps. If you haven't got our free photography guide to taking better travel photos, you should go over to the website right now and do it. It's really simple. All you do is go to photosincolor.com, find this box on the right hand side, type in your first name, your last name and your email address, and I will send you this amazing free guide to taking better travel photographs via email. Here it is, just here, with great travel tips like ignore tourists or using creative focus to create better photos. So just sign up right now.